As you know, today is 9/11, and we're here for the Remembrance Walk. But yeah, I'll start with a reading from today, 18 years ago. So it's the 18th anniversary of the September 11, 2001 9/11 attacks. There were a series of airline hijackings and suicide attempts committed in 2001 by 19 militants associated with the Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda against targets in the United States. These are the deadliest attacks on American soil in U.S. history since the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor in World War II. The attacks against New York City and Washington, D.C. caused extensive death and destruction and triggered an enormous U.S. effort to combat terrorism around the world. 2,753 people were killed in New York, another 184 at the Pentagon, and 40 in Pennsylvania, where one of the hijacked planes crashed after the passengers attempted to retake the plane. All 19 terrorists died. Police and fire departments in New York were especially hard hit. Hundreds had rushed to the scene of the attacks, and more than 400 police officers and firefighters were killed. The nation is still working to move past this tragedy. These photos, much of which were captured on live television, which Jonathan is holding up for us, thank you, sir, will be passed around during our walk. They will tell the story of what happened that morning. And now, Mallory is going to sing the national anthem for us. So if you guys please remove your caps, if you got them.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
When the sun rose in this beautiful country 18 years ago today, it was a peaceful September morning. By the time it set, nearly 3,000 people were gone. With the distance of a decade, 9/11 can feel like part of a different era. But for the families of the men and women stolen, some of whom join us today, that day will never feel like history. The memory of that morning is fresh, and so is the pain. America shares your grief. We pray for your comfort, and we honor your loved ones. September 11th, 2001, innocent men and women went to work at the World Trade Center. They reported for duty at the Pentagon. They boarded American flights 11 and 77, United flights 93 and 175. They did nothing to provoke or deserve the deliberate act of murder that Al-Qaeda carried out. One of the lessons of 9/11 is that evil is real, and so is courage. When the plane struck the World Trade Center, firefighters and police officers charged up the stairs into the flames. As the towers neared collapse, they continued the rescue efforts. Ultimately, more than 400 police officers and firefighters gave their lives. Among them was the chief of the New York City Fire Department, Peter Gansey. As a colleague put it, he would never ask anyone to do something he didn't do himself. One of the greatest gifts that we receive is one that comes largely from those we do not even know, the opportunity to live safely in a free society. It's a gift that we are graced with every day in all we do, and that we indulge in every time we set foot outside our door. Our way of life comes from the sacrifices and hard work of those who have served in our military as well as our fire and police departments.
Duty runs deep, a tribute to our first responders. When you ask them, they'll downplay their contribution. Anyone would have done it. I don't even think about it. I was just doing my duty. The truth is that doing something courageous is a choice and not one we would all make. When someone in front of you is in need, and behind you is everything you love, your family, your friends, your life, would you choose to go forward to help, to put your life on the line? to keep your oath, to fulfill your duty. Whatever the call, they answer. Duty runs deep. The memorial we dedicate today will ensure our nation always remembers those lost on 9/11. But we have a duty beyond memory. We have a duty beyond honoring. We have a duty to live our lives in a way that upholds the ideals for which the men and women gave their lives to build a living memorial to their courage and sacrifice. We have a duty to find common purpose as a nation. We are going to go back to the park, and we're going to do a few readings and kind of go over the day of September 11th of 2001, and then we will go forward with our walk.
But before you do everything, come out in the front and let's get a picture of all of you out there. I'll get some over if you don't mind.